I'm Chef Sweetser. I am the owner of Queen of Hearts in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I came out here for the pastries. So I actually moved here. My family is from the DC area originally, and they're very big-time government workers, very strict regimen kind of a lifestyle. And I thought, oh my God, I cannot have to grow up and go to work every day. That sounds hideous. So I got very, very lucky. Right when I was coming out of high school, my art teacher, he saw me playing in the back with a glue gun, and he's like, Angela, you have to go be a pastry chef. And I was like, what's that? I've never even heard of a pastry chef. He's like, year 2000. We only had Emerald and like Rachel Ray. So what was a pastry chef? I ended up going to school for it that summer, and it was awesome. Like, this is a real job, and you get to make cupcakes and marzipan figurines and chocolate, and people will buy it and pay a lot of money for it. Like, they'll pay $75 for a steak, but they'll pay $750 for a cake. It's incredible. So, I mean, I kind of try not to talk about it too much and brag about it, because I feel like I'm always pinching myself. Like, is this really real? Like, we do this? Like, again, remember, my parents are hardcore government workers. Like, I'm not going to say like they're boring or anything. It's just not my line of work. And I was dreading having to be a grown-up, like Wendy moving out of the nursery. I was like, no. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is a real job. We can do this. So I got really excited. I went and did that. And when it was time for externships, I got lucky again. I don't know if lucky is the right word, but I got to train with a French guy who was really mean. And he wasn't really mean because he was just pointlessly mean. He was mean because he was really passionate about what he did. And it was how he paid his bills and the work that came out of him. He could work with chocolate, he could work with sugar, he could work with pastillage and small, tiny pastries. To me, I was like, this is real. This is a real job. I went to work every day thrilled and happy, and I didn't lay awake at night anymore wondering like, what's the point of anything? So I just followed that. When it was time to move or go somewhere else, he ended up transferring to Orlando to open a property there. And so I transferred as well. That same year, he won the Coupe du Monde, like the World Cup Championship of pastry. We have those kinds of competitions. And, it just really kept inspiring me to go more and do more competition, which is what eventually led me to come out to Vegas, because this is where all of the really, really good chefs are. They're not necessarily like on Cupcake Wars. A lot of these really good chefs are running entire facilities with like 40 staff beneath them, and they have chocolate rooms and they have bread rooms, and they've got shifts of people that come in and make donuts fresh. Like, I mean, that's the dream job, so that's what moved me into Vegas and made me want to come out here. I love the Las Vegas Food and Wine Festival. It's a great showcase for chefs and the public to mingle together. The type of people that come to these events have a high appreciation for cuisine and luxury. And so they come in and they want to appreciate everything and touch everything and to just try it and taste it. And then they want to get more of it. So coming to that kind of a festival in any kind of city is usually really fun. But we have Las Vegas. This is like the echelon of international cuisine. So to be able to go to something like that and rub elbows with some of these chefs that are quite esteemed on the Las Vegas Strip is fantastic. My background here in Las Vegas has been also teaching a lot. So I worked for the Community College of Southern Nevada. I worked for Le Cordon Bleu over in Summerlin, and I also worked for the Art Institute of Las Vegas in Green Valley. So because of my connections there, I have access to a plethora of students who are hungry for a job in the industry, but they have no experience. And if they have no experience, they can't get a job. And if they can't get a job, then they can't get experience. So what are they to do? If they come to one of the events that I'm working, I don't need all of them. I need like one or two or maybe 3 or 4 of them. And then there's other chefs there who would never in a million years speak to an intern. They would never speak to a student. But you get them and you open the gates, and all of a sudden there's so many people at their station because they really want your sliders. They're really good when they're VIP. And you are just hyper focused, and I'll walk over with my glass of wine because I've got 3 or 4 helpers running my station right now. And I'll have my wine and I'll be like, yo, chef, do you need a body? And they just grunt. yes. Like they don't even have to say the word yes, they grunt at you, huh? And you just throw get in there, go, go, go. And like you've got 2 students now flanking you, helping pass out your sliders and plate, and all of a sudden things are a lot easier. At the end of the event, the chefs are so much more willing to accept a card or give a business card and helpfully get those students some sort of like entry-level position. They prove themselves. And that's really, food, shelter, clothing, they're the top 3 industries in the world. They always say food first, but it's a craft, it's a trade. What do we do that's different from your grandma? Because really everyone has to eat, right? So if you're going to get these students into these kinds of high-end locations in front of the chefs that they want to see, it's no more than a resume. Okay, anyone can go to school, anyone can be a dishwasher, but if you can show up and you can cook and you can like stick with it, then we want to do it. What's the expression? Smooth seas don't make good sailors. We're kind of like pirates. Queen of Hearts is a business I started once the last place that I worked shut down. The Art Institute closed, and I was like, well, I've been teaching people how to open and run their own bakery, pastry businesses for the last 8 years. I think I probably should go, do what I say how to do. I came into this space. It's got about 1,400 square feet, and it was all blue when I first started. So I had a lot. I gotta say, without all of the friends and family, like former students that came, I don't know if I would have been able to flip this place that fast. Like we basically used that blue painter's tape. We were like, well, we can paint with chocolate. Like at least we don't have to temperature control this stuff. It'll be easy. It was not easy. Okay, it was not easy. We painted the whole place ourselves. We designed it. We are not house painters. We are pastry chefs, and I'm really proud of how it all turned out. And we throw some wicked tea parties here. It's amazing. I have all these different chinas, different saucers, different pedestals. I'm looking around at the room right now because it brings me joy. But one of my favorite customers that I have are the Red Hat ladies. The Red Hat Society is a group of older women who socialize, and they get together for their little personal events and their chapter meetings. And we have about 62 active chapters in Las Vegas within a 52-mile radius of my shop. They come here a couple times a month for their chapter meetings. And, if you send them to like a chain restaurant, no matter how soon they made their reservations, like they're shoved into different tables that don't match, and like they can't really have a group meeting without seeming like a burden. They come here, every wall is painted different. They're always dressed in their big hats and their purple outfits, and they look regal, and they call each other queens. So I am a pink hat because I am under the age of 50 or 55. I can't remember in my young age how old I'm supposed to be, but the pink hats are for the others. They're great women, big supporters. And then I also have tiny children, the little people. They come in here and they dress like Alice, and we hang little miniature carrots from the railing here, and they try to fight them with no hands. And we've got musical chairs, and we've got all these different hats and glasses that they dress up and take photos in. It's pretty adorable. I've got custom chocolates in 7 different gas stations across the valley. We're partnered with a medical rehabilitation center called the Cleveland Clinic. They do a lot of really cool events for their caregivers. And we also have partners with Neiman Marcus. And there's some work that we do for the state of Nevada in the edibles department as well. So it's really busy. It's almost like a mullet business. Like the parties are in the front and the business is in the back, like however you want to look at it. But we really have a lot of great experiences here. I'm overwhelmed with it. I love it. We got the paperwork September, and by January we were on Google Maps, and then March we were ready to be completely open for retail and walk-in, and things happened and we had to close down for a little while. But May 1st, we are starting our to-go order. I miss my little Red Hat ladies, and I miss my little tea parties and my little kid parties, and with all the Zoom things that people are doing, I figure why not open up and let people have their to-go orders. We'll have them all packaged up, all your little pastries, all your little sandwiches. We'll put scones and jam and Devonshire cream, a couple tea bags and sugar cubes. and send it out there for you, and you guys can have your little virtual tea parties. Thank you so much, Vegas Unveiled. I'm Chef Sweetser with Queen of Hearts, and we'll see you next time.